You know, my fucking retarded ass has been thinking really hard lately, and I've realized that Super Mario Sunshine is in the same universe as JoJo Bizarre. Nintendo drops hints to this being a true thing, and the biggest hint was right in front of your human faces this whole time. But I'll get into that later in the vid. For now, what the fuck is a Jo? So since none of ya niggas know shit about anything I talk about, I guess I'll have to explain what JoJo and Mario Sunshine is before I can explain why they're in the same universe. Now, I am going to explain all 8 current parts, so if you only watch the anime or have no idea what the fuck a JoJo even is, you might want to listen. No spoilers at all. Well, I'm gonna try to avoid the final. But if you're a super ultra mega JoJo body pillow fan and know the whole series like a true legend, then skip to this time. Or not, who gives a fuck. Get yourselves ready for this explanation, because it's gonna be quite bizarre. Get it? Cause JoJo's Bizarre! JoJo's Bizarre advertisement is comprised of 8 parts in total, 5 of which that have been adapted into an anime, with rumors of part 6 currently in the works. Each part follows a different JoJo, making opportunities for fresh new memes. Part 1 follows the story of a faggot named Jonathan Joestar in the late 18th century, who is forced to live with his adopted brother who is dead set on making his life a living hell in order to mentally tear Jonathan apart so that Jonathan's father would favor Dio and give all of his fortunes to Dio instead of Jonathan. After Dio cucks Jonathan, he realizes that he needs to grow some fucking testicles and beat the shit out of that nigga. Once he's done so, Dio's blood gets spilled on a random mask on the wall, which causes it to unleash spikes. They both take notice of it, and for the next 7 years, they try to research the mysterious mysteries of the mask. Basically, you slap that shit on, put some blood on it, and it fucking stabs you in the skull. But here's the best part, you get turned into a vampire zombie thing. Dio finds this out after using it on a random person, but almost gets bodied from it. And while this is going on, Jonathan travels in search of an antidote for his sick father because Dio has been poisoning him behind their backs. Once Dio heads back to the house after testing the effects of the mask, he's then cornered by JoJo and the police for what he's done to their father, and in an act of desperation, he equips the mask and turns into a fucking vampire zombie bitch. Him and JoJo fight to the death, almost, in the very home that they both grew up in, which succumbs to a fiery blaze. Both Dio and JoJo survive that night, and JoJo reunites with a childhood friend who treats his wounds. A day later, while they were going for a walk, some creepy mustached nigga pulls up and punches the fuck out of JoJo's stomach. This causes all of his wounds and broken bones to heal instantly. The reason for this was because of an energy that their bodies released called Hamon. The man who punched Jonathan is named William Zeppeli, and he goes on to train JoJo in the ways of Hamon in order to defeat Dio once and for all. Part 2 follows Jonathan's grandson, Joseph Joestar, who single-handedly fucked 3 gods and his mother with no lube all in 1 week. Part 3 follows Joseph's grandson, Jotaro Kujo, who, despite having a relatively English ethnic background, is Japanese because Joseph's daughter flew to Japan after her abusive childhood. I'm kidding, but she did fly to Japan to get fucked and create a pure savage. And instead of fighting with Hamon like in the last 2 parts, they now fight with powerful spirits that form from their life energy. This spirit will always be there, which is why they are given the name Stand. They will literally stand by you no matter what. Stands are way stronger than Hamon and unseeable to those without a stand. Also, Dio's back. Part 4. Part 5 follows Dio's son. I know, right? What the actual fuck? I honestly can't explain how or why this is even possible without spoiling Part 1. But anyways, Dio's son, Giorno Giovanna, who's a part of an Italian mafia because he has dreams about killing his mafia boss and taking shit over. Also, if you were confused on the name as well, in Japan they pronounce the name Giorno Giovanna as Giorno Giovanna, which is where the JoJo part of his name comes from. Part 6 follows Jotaro's daughter, Jolene, who literally tries to stop the end of reality as a whole. Also, Dio's back. Part 7 is basically a reset of the whole series, starting back with Part 1, with the names of the main characters being recycled, but modified a little, even though they're basically the same name. But it takes place back in the late 18th century, but instead of being in Britain, it's set during a horse race in early America, in order to win the corpse. Part 8 follows a fucking alien who has a fetish for large fries. Nah, but it follows the story of some kid who wakes up under some rubble after a big-ass tsunami earthquake comes and fucks shit up. He's then found by some weird dude, and it's here that we learn that this nigga don't know what the fuck is going on. So they go out on this big adventure to try and find out who this mysterious mister is. So, in the meantime, they give him the nickname Josuke Higashikata, the same name as the JoJo in. Now that you're all caught up with the JoJo series as a whole, it's time to explain how this series ties into Super Mario Sunshine for the Nintendo GameCube. Imagine this, you're chilling on a beach on a hot summer day when you look to the left and some blue motherfuck face is boot-ganging your hoe. By this point you're all like, you feel like all hope is lost. The only thing stopping you from jumping in that ocean in front of you is the fresh pasta ravioli that someone is cooking a little further down the beach. You walk up and say, ravioli. The chef brings you a plate of some freshly made pasta when he looks at you and says, aren't you supposed to be doing something? You look him dead in the eye and say, interrupt my pasta eating session one more fucking time! I will personally steal your identification as a citizen of this country, along with your livelihood, house, family, and the very clothes you are wearing on your body. So, I am going to ask, because I am not quite sure if I heard you the first time around. What did you say, sir?
Nothing important, sir. You enjoy your meal.
That's what I thought. So in Mario Sunshine, you arrive by airplane to a tropical vacation resort known as Isle Delfino, where Bowser's son, Bowser Jr., has single-handedly made dirty with a single motherfucking oversized paintbrush. But he does all this while taking the form of a blue, shadowy, gooey version of Mario in order to trick the residents of Isle Delfino into thinking that it was Mario himself causing all this mayhem. Once Mario, Peach, and Toadsworth arrive at the island, they make a rough landing upon finding a hellish gooey looking puddle just sitting in the middle of the runway. Thanks, I could've died, what the fuck? After leaving the plane to see what the fuck is going on, you're asked by Toadsworthless to go around and find some assistance. Bet I got you. Yo bro, can you lend me a hand? Okay, that wasn't helpful. Hey you, my plane damn near crashed. You think you can help us out? Oh, I get it now. Yeah, niggas think just cause I'm an immigrant, you can pretend to not talk to me and instead use your advanced language as a joke when you clearly have the capability to speak English! I can see the text box about a fucking idiot! Alright. This next part is the most serious I've ever gotten about anything. I believe that the bomb that I am about to drop will not only shock you, but shed light on one important mystery. Nintendo thought we would never find out, but I've been onto them since day one. I felt it in my soul! My soul literally said,
Bro, look at this.
And I realized at that very moment just how blind I truly was. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest truth that Nintendo was hiding in front of our faces this whole time is Mario Sidekick Flood, which stands for Flash Liquidizing Ultra Dousing Device, who we met at the very beginning of the game. Is a Look, I know you all must feel like complete idiots for not realizing it sooner. This mechanical squirt gun is the most powerful stand of all time. Before I get any detractors in the comments, let me explain why Flood Boy is Powerful Protection Ghost Boy. It's shown in the JoJo universe that stands have unique abilities depending on their user. The user being Mario in this case, and to even be required to own a stand, you must have a spirit with some fight in it. A fighting spirit, if you will.
Arrivederci.
Let's check that off the list. Why do I bring up this important list check? To show you how the fuck This dude is even strapped to this guy's back! If you don't have a fighting spirit, you don't have a stand! And I think Mario's well capable of that. Now, this part they cut from the game because it was too graphic, but in order to actually obtain a stand, you must be shot with an arrow that has stand virus things in it. Basically, you get shot with this shit. There's a 50-50 chance that you'll either gain a stand or just straight up become alivened. I don't see a lifeless Mario corpse, just a deaded Mario with a flood stand strapped to his back. Only proving the fact that Mario is indeed a stand user. Flood is indeed a stand, furthering that JoJo's universe and Mario's universe are one and the same. But maybe you a tough nut, tough guy you, balls of steel, everlasting penal gland! Maybe you need a little more evidence to accept the truth before your eyes. Fine, how about this? Remember how I was talking about unique stand abilities or something like that? Well, one big ability that certain stands possess is the ability to fly. And well, I think we have a case closed here, folks. Guess it's time to end the video. I don't think I missed anything else.
Oh no! Mario! Bowser! のは俺な、水鉄砲で俺を止められる。止まれけ！Yahoo! そこの死ぬ！
We never saw either of them again. Thank you for watching! See you later! Bye!